Hello, my name is Greg Farrar, and I'm here today with Pastor Ron Lentine of Myrtle Grove Baptist Church, and also Carolyn Gramlich, who is another attorney and mediator at our firm. And we're here today to talk with Pastor Ron about such a troubling thing that's occurring in the United States of America, which is the rampant viral divorcing that is occurring amongst us, and how can we possibly come up with some solutions to help people resolve their differences. And Pastor Ron, tell me, is it a problem in our church and in our society that our marriages are not succeeding?
Yeah, Greg, I don't think I have to sell anybody on the fact that divorce is a problem in our nation. I mean, that's a known fact. But what some people may not know is that it's also very high, even in the Christian community, within the body of Christ, the church. And, I know that many pastors like myself, we grieve in our heart over what we're seeing as far as the disintegration, of the home and family. And I believe that what you're doing, with your law firm is going to be a great help here in our community to prevent, at least to help assist in reducing the amount of divorces that are taking place. I think ministries that we do through the church, combined with faithful partners like you, that we can make a difference in our community. That's why I'm so excited about, Greg, your ministry and what you guys are doing, and why our support is there 100%.
And Pastor, how specifically can we come alongside pastors and churches and assist when couples are having difficulty?
I think, like you did with me, Greg, getting that word out, allowing other pastors in the community, and I hope this video could do that, and getting the word out that we have an attorney here in town that is not only seeing the dollars, when it comes to divorce and how much they can make, and calculating how many divorces they could do in a year. But with you, I found a totally different cut. When it comes to attorneys, I found a man, who wants to make a difference for the kingdom, because you're a believer, a follower of Christ, and you want to make a difference, and you're doing that through your law practice, which is such a rare thing. For me, I know I've never heard of that ever being done through an attorney, and I've known many through the years. So I believe getting the word out, just like it came through Carolyn, a member of my fellowship here at Myrtle Grove, and provided me the blessing of getting to meet you, having you come speak at their church, as you did in our church here at Myrtle Grove, having our people hear your heart and understand exactly your intentions and the difference that it can make, for people that are in trouble right now, for marriages that are in trouble, that when they go to seek out, legal counsel, that there's an attorney in town that not only can provide the legal aspects of what they're up against, but also provide a mediation, a program of mediation to help them, to heal and to talk to them about, that possibility. I think that's amazing, and I think that's a good way to get the word out, is to go to visit those churches, talk to the pastors, and speak.
And I'm convinced that, and I hope that this video, we're sending it to the other pastors and the other people, leaders of our churches and our church community. And what I'm finding is that there's this gap that's missing, and there's been such an intentional separation of God from in our community and in our institutions that the government recognizes, and we need to somehow get that connection back, and it's got to be at the church level, and then the legal community and the mediation community that we are part of. We want to try to bridge that gap, and so that there's not this automatic, really, revulsion that most pastors would feel, who would never send me. You send a couple to us as a law firm that when that is litigation divorce oriented,
Right.
But that we actually, if they come to us as mediators, we can actually come up with a plan to help them save their marriage.
Right.
But the crucial part of that is they have to be referred to us for that purpose. Because if they come to us seeking a divorce, then that's what our job would be. That's what our marching
To do
orders
that.
would be.
To do that.
Yes, but if they come to us and if they're referred to us, and if a couple comes to Carolyn or I, and they say, we want to try to come up with a plan to either save our marriage or conciliate to a point where we can treat each other as human beings,
Right.
with decency, with integrity, with respect, that we have children if they have children, that we're going to try to come up with a plan that we can at least try to go forward as a mom and a dad, and as a unified front in that regard. But in order for that to succeed, we need you. We need pastors that know that this is a resource that's available, because what we need is for a referral from a source that gives them encouragement to try that first. And that's the message that I hope that we get with, and to see that occurring as an option, is what, because it would be proactive. I know that couples that come to you, and they may come and initially and they're saying, we're having difficulty. First of all, I suspect your heart sinks. You're going, gosh, Lord, why is this happening with this couple? They're such a good people. I know that that's some initial impression. And then you would either try to counsel yourself, or you would counsel. There's a person involved with their church that does marital counseling, and you would try that. I think it's essential at that point, if they are making those kind of comments about contemplating divorce, if they come to see us with the goal of trying to save their marriage, we can try to help them even more so.
Right.
Because the point is, we can before they start to put these barriers of bitterness, anger, having already done things to each other that are going to be the baggage that they have to somehow undo. If we can come up with a temporary plan just to keep the peace.
And Pastor, at what point in your experience dealing with couples in marital difficulty, at what point would it be best for them to come to us or to be directed to us?
I think, and answering that question, but also responding to what you just said a few seconds ago, Greg, I think one of the real benefits that I would say to any pastor watching this video right now is that by referring a couple in trouble and looking at divorce as the only way out, by referring them to Greg after giving them some biblical insights and principles of Scripture, the advantage of going to Greg outside of another Christian counseling service would be that in going to Greg, they would hear what would be involved if they take the road of divorce. A lot of expense, a lot of heartbreak, that they could hear the legal side of the horror stories that Greg, as being a practitioner in law, could share, something that other counselors would be void of. And I think that would be a real benefit, because you could tell them, hey, listen, if this is the road you're taking, you're looking at a lot of expense. This could put you under financially, not to mention the heartbreak, with your family. So I think that's a benefit. And Carol, to answer your question, I would say, that if we come to, I know I'm a busy pastor. I don't have hours to give, for counseling. And I'll bring a couple in, I'll talk to them initially, but normally in the past I have referred them over to professional Christian counselors, because I just don't have the time to be able to do it. The workload's too much, and I just couldn't handle hours of being able to give. Plus, not only that, but also the insurance factor on that. Lawsuits and having liability to cover, things that you're covered with, in high risk, situations. There's other factors involved in that too, where I feel more comfortable sometimes in referring couples on to professionals. And of course we have a counseling firm, that is associated with our Pensacola Bay Baptist churches. But once again, I think the advantage of a mediation process, of ministry that you guys are offering, is the legal aspects, of a divorce, and a lot of things that couples don't think about. They jump into this thing and don't realize that down the road, if we take this road and don't try to fix this thing, it's going to bring about a lot of heartbreak, financially and otherwise. And I think that is definitely an advantage. Not to mention the fact that I've heard you in our own church. I've heard your heart, and I've heard you speak, and I just sense a very sincere, dedicated follower of Christ. that are taking your skills and your experience along with your team and putting it to work in a very positive way. So those are some of the things that I would say to pastors right now, or ministers, staff members that watch this video presentation, that you would consider, please consider inviting Greg and Carolyn, their team, to your church. Let them share their testimony. That's what I did here. Let the people hear their heart. Let the folks know out there, let your church know that there are attorneys out there that aren't just out for the money, not just trying to take, from people. Here's a guy that's wanting to give back, even at his own expense. So please consider prayerfully inviting Greg to come, and you won't be sorry, and your people will be blessed.
Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you.